Hello, my wonderful people, my viewers and subscribers all over the world. I greet you all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. My name is Mandian Eze. I'm speaking from the platform of Okute Daily Talk, bringing to us this Friday morning broadcast. This one, Bunga News, now I carry come for this morning. Happy Friday to you all, TGIF. Thank God it is Friday. With this one, another weekend though. And before the end of today, we are going to do the roundup news of all the news we have given this week. So just get prepared for that, because I have a lot in my bookshelf for each and every one of us out there. So before we proceed though, let us hear this headline. MASSOB don't come out to defend the Igbos. When our prominent Igbo men and women, everybody is silent. When this so-called 70-year-old man, ASARI DOKUBO, the militant leader of the boys in Creek, he come out and profile the Igbos. Not on any single of our prominent Igbo sees it. Even if they see it, everybody will come out their face, because it not concern them. After all, them and their family have been settled abroad. So make you hear this news. You are a prodigal son, have low mentality. Biafran group, MASSOB fires back at ASARI DOKUBO. So now here we go start our news this morning. In case you never subscribe to my channel, do that ASAP as soon as possible. And make sure you are liking, subscribing, and also sharing and commenting all the very, very necessary and very, very important part. So let us go straight to the reason why we are here this morning. We don't have much time to wait, because my time, the knock warapo. The group, in a statement released by Uchenna Madu, the head of MASSOB, stated that despite reportedly conducting errands for Yoruba, Hausa, and Fulani people, DOKUBO could never be considered a hero in Nigeria. After all, he is just a common criminal. The pro-Biafra group, the movement for the actualization of a sovereign state of Biafra, MASSOB, on Wednesday tackled the former Niger Delta militants leader ASARI DOKUBO, the 70-year-old man, over his latest remark against the Igbo people, calling them slaves in all ramifications. The group, in a statement released by Uchenna Madu, the head of MASSOB, stated that despite reportedly conducting errands for Yoruba, Hausa, even Fulani Caliphate people, DOKUBO could never be considered a hero in Nigeria, not now and not ever. He's just a common criminal, according to Uchenna Madu. Then Sahara reporters had reported that DOKUBO, after visiting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Friday in Aso Rock Villa, warned the president against releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has spent 2 years in the custody of the Department of State Service, DSS. Also, in a viral video on Wednesday, DOKUBO had further threatened the Igbo tribe and also brandishing an AK-47 rifles on the social media. Till now, no any security personnel have called ASARI DOKUBO to order, or even call him to questioning on why all of that should be happening. A non-state actor. Nigeria is now a banana republic. Very soon it will turn to animal kingdom. Reacting to DOKUBO's statement, MASSOB, under the leadership of Uchenna Madu, described his statement as a ranting of a frustrated criminal. The statement reads, in the traditional history of conquest, warfare, and bravery of Ndi Igbo and the Ijaw people, it is on record that the Ijaw people with their allies have never achieved 7% of the conquest, dominion, and domination of what Ndi Igbo have achieved both in pre-colonial era and in this modern era. ASARI DOKUBO, in his bogus stupidity, forgets that it was Ndi Igbo that stopped the British colonial rulers from changing and deleting the native names and the cultural heritage of Ijaw people during the conquest of the British colonial adventure. We have stories for you people. Make una just do what? Make una calm down, because we are going somewhere. How can a prodigal son, whose known father or whose known grandfather with some kinsmen from Abam town in Abia State of Igbo land, conquered DOKUBO ASARI's Kalahari community, where he still claiming his origination? We turn and say that the Kalabari community, Ndi Igbo, conquered and still dominating their economic and social lives in our master. Is our master, according to him. DOKUBO ASARI has once again proved his low mentality and puff nature, that Ijaw people are neighbors to Ndi Igbo, and that Ndi Igbo treat them as brothers and sisters does not warrant competing with Ndi Igbo in every sphere of life, both nationally and globally. Even the Hausas, Yorubas, and Fulanis generally see the Ijaw people as extension of Igbo from the eastern or from the old eastern region. MASSOB reminds DOKUBO ASARI that no amount of his loyalty and errant boyish service to Yoruba, Hausa, and Fulanis or biased Nigerian will make him a hero or accord him celebrated recognition, because the federal government hates Ijaws more than they hate the Igbos. When I hear them, ASARI DOKUBO, this message is for you. Make it, if you see them, just read them, digest them, and do what? And do whatever you choose to do with it. But we have to tell you the simple and the hidden truth that nobody have ever tell you. So my border the opening, end of strangulation of Igbo businesses on Ndi Igbo to Tunumbu. A faction of Ndi Igbo worldwide has commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the opening the semi border for vehicle importation and call for more promising government policies to better the lives of many Nigerians out there. And as I said, the decision to reopen the semi-land border signified the end of an era of political and economic strangulation of Igbo businesses in Nigeria. Mazi Okechukwu Isi Guzoro, the fake Secretary General for Ndi Igbo body, said the decision would boost economic development in Nigeria or in the southeast. I don't know where you mean. A statement by Isi Guzoro said Igbos expect more infrastructural development in the southeast. According to him, Isi Guzoro also said Ndi Igbo appreciates such promising policies that will boost economic development, create revenue for the government, and his favorable impact on the lives of Nigeria than political appointees or appointments that will not translate into any economic benefit for Ndi Igbo. The realities on the ground simply that implies that Igbos need promising policies and infrastructural development in the southeast from the federal government than political appointments. The federal government directive on the opening of the semi-border was received, and it signified the end of an era of political and economic strangulation of Igbo businesses all in Nigeria. Igbos expect more promising government policies and infrastructural facilities in the southeast than political appointments. Recall that the federal government on Wednesday approved the reopening of the semi-land border for the importation of vehicles. The Director of Road Transport in the Ministry of Transportation, Ibrahim Musa, made this disclosure. Musa, who spoke at the Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS) meeting organized between officials of Nigeria and Benin Republic, revealed that the development followed complaints by freight forwarders operating at that so-called semi-border. If any name. On the other hand, though, APC, their presidential candidate, or whatever it's even called, because to me it's still been a presidential candidate until the court is over. When the election result was declared, everybody, including them, said go to court. You ask Mahmoud, he said go to court. You ask the ex-president, the deaf and dumb Buhari, he said go to court. Now the same APC group now don't they call P2B and Atiku to withdraw their cases from court. What does that signify? Simply terms, the only one word to wrap it up all is Nigeria is a banana republic, animal kingdom. You cannot beat a child and expect that child not to cry. Where does that one happen? It's only in Nigeria it can happen. Only in Nigeria a policeman will slap you, army man will slap you left, right, and center, and still force you to smile on camera. Like in the days of Derico and Ejina at Opiweka, where they will thief everything in your life, everything, even naked you, and tell you to be smiling and going. That is exactly what is happening in Nigeria. They will beat you and still force you to smile. They will force you not to cry. You tell somebody to go to court. Now at the middle of the court, you are calling them now to withdraw the case from court. Rubbish. APC group urges Atiku Obi to withdraw case against Tinubu from the court. The Coalition of Civil Society Organization for Tinubu Shetima 2023 has called on the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party PDP, Atiku Abubakar, and his Labour Party counterpart P2B to withdraw the case against Bola Ahmed Tinubu and join hands with him in the proposed national unity and all-inclusive government. Both Atiku and Obi are in court challenging the decision or the declaration of Tinubu of APC as the winner of the February 25th presidential election. The group's national coordinator, Lilian Oboro, made a call while addressing a press conference on Thursday in Abuja, saying the call became imperative because the Tinubu-led administration has shown that it was ready to work assiduously to install peace, development, and progress in Nigeria. The court case have nothing to do whether it's working or it's not working. So everybody should just do what? Go and swallow your tablet and rest and allow the court to do their work. Oboro noted that it was no news that well-meaning Nigerians all over the world and the international community at large are applauding and giving the president ovations for his decisiveness in tackling and containing serious national issues and the transformation reforms and the social economic policies and initiatives he has brought to the table in the less than 30 days in office. All these ones is Nyanyampo. You people are talking Nyanyampo. She said that the bold steps are gradually resulting in accelerated relief and reassurance of hope in the president's renewed hope agenda for not just Nigerians but the entire African continent. And as Zendara now, we are feeding mad people, entire African continent. That is how we are subsidizing our fuel, our PMS for other countries. Our so-called cabals in ASARI, they'll be the one to spend the money for subsidy, and they also be the one to smuggle millions and billions of tankers outside Nigeria, selling it at a high rate in other African countries. She stated, we resolve to say unequivocally, loud and clear here and now that the victory in the last presidential election is a victory for all Nigerians, regardless of their political affiliations and alignment, religion or tribe. It is indeed a victory for Africa, the entire black race, and a God's victory for the entire world and humanity at large. It was a no victor, no vanquished election. So nobody win the election. That's what I'm trying to say. Make I just they come out little by little. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government has thus far proved beyond every reasonable doubt to be transformational in nature, with huge potential to reunite, revitalize, renew, and reposition Nigeria for a breakthrough to an uninterrupted era of progress and prosperity. Hence, the need for all hands to be on deck. Even though we are aware that it is the fundamental right of all aggrieved candidates to seek for redress in the court of law, in the national interest, we wish to use this avenue to crave the indulgence of all aggrieved candidates who are seeking redress in the tribunal to withdraw their litigations against the president and join hands with him in the proposed national unity and all-inclusive government. The coalition noted that it was certain that the priority of all candidates of other political parties was to do the same selflessly in the national interest. Since Tinubu was playing out their intentions, they could and should go a step further to synergize with him to achieve the same patriotic purposes, according to the speaker. The coalition stressed that this was the only way to improve or to prove to the world that indeed their struggles are not personal and selfish, but rather in the national interest and request to restore the dignity of man through the initiation and implementation of people-friendly policies and programs. It further urged all elder statesmen across the country to invite all aggrieved parties to roundtable meeting and appeal to them not to subvert the will of people through distractions, but join hands with the government that was willingly elected by Nigerians to change their history. Willingly, you said. And yet, you're calling them to withdraw the case. If people willingly voted for the APC, nobody will come out and go to court. No. The issue there is that people's mandate was stolen. The people's opinion was not respected. 4 a.m. on March 1, the so-called Mahmoud Yakubu, INEC chairman, do what nobody have ever done in Nigeria except the 1993 annulment of June 12. MKO Abiola's victory. That's exactly 30 years later. The same thing repeats itself. That's exactly what happened. So all this one you are saying now, they talk. Alleged certificate forgery. Enugu Tribunal orders Governor Mbah's appearance June 23 to come and defend himself. The Enugu State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal has ordered the Governor Peter Mbah to appear before it tomorrow, Friday, that's today. Daily Post reports that the order was sequel to an application made by the People's Redemption Party (PRP) through its counsel, Barrister Alex Amujiogo. Candidate of the PRP, Elder Christopher Ago, is in court seeking to overturn the declaration of Barrister Peter Mbah as the winner of the March 18 governorship election conducted in Enugu State. He is also claiming that Mbah was not qualified to contest the election, having allegedly forged National Youth Service Corps discharge certificate, among other issues, are waiting for him. At the resumed hearing, the PRP counsel Amujiogo told the tribunal that Mbah was supposed to be in court as a sworn witness. He, however, said from the affidavit deposed to by the plaintiff of the tribunal, it had been difficult to serve Mbah the summon. Amujiogo then moved an application urging the tribunal to grant a substituted service of the summon on Mbah through his counsel. Although the application was opposed by the three respondents, the INEC, Mbah, as well as the People's Democratic Party, on the ground that it was supposed to come by a way of motion, supported by an affidavit during pre-trial season, they were overruled by the tribunal. Chairman of the panel, Justice K.A. Akano, ordered that the subpoena be served on Mbah through his counsel and that he should appear before the tribunal today, being Friday, June 23, 2023. Earlier, the PRP gubernatorial candidate during the election, Ago, had also testified before the tribunal as PW2. An official of the NYSC from the National Secretariat Abuja, Barrister Aliu Mohammed, who also appeared on behalf of the Director General of the Corps, tendered an affidavit to the tribunal declaring that an order of a federal high court in Abuja was inhibiting them from tendering the disclaimer the Corps made against Mbah's certificate. The PRP lawyer Amujiogo told journalists after the tribunal's sitting that our PW2, Christopher Ago, has already testified before the Honorable Tribunal and he has given a clear picture, the synopsis of what transpired during the election, and we are urging the tribunal to set aside the purported result in favor of Peter Mbah, the governor of the state. We had an issue of subpoena against Barrister Peter Ndubisi Mbah, in which the tribunal is urging him to appear before it to clarify certain issues against him based on his NYSC certificate and other matters. Surprisingly, he was not in the tribunal today, and the bailiff informed the tribunal that he is invading service. He cannot find him. The security cannot allow him to serve Mbah the subpoena. Then the tribunal, in its own wisdom, after I have applied, has now permitted the bailiff or myself or to now serve Mbah through his counsel for him to appear before the tribunal today, being 23rd of June 2023, and clarify certain issues against him before the tribunal, and we have already served him the said subpoena through his lawyer, I.K. Onoma, today in court. So he must obey the summons of the tribunal by appearing in person today, being Friday. Meanwhile, the case filed by the Labour Party gubernatorial candidate, Barrister Chijioke Edoga, also came up before the tribunal. Edoga's pending application was moved before the tribunal, after which the suit was adjourned for ruling on the application he filed before the tribunal, as well as a pre-trial report. One of his counsel, Barrister Ifeanyi Ogeyi, who spoke to the journalist after the decision, said the proceeding was a continuation of the pre-hearing season of the election. According to him, the pre-hearing started on 16th of June and continued today. The petitioners brought an application, a motion interrogatories, seeking for answers from the second respondent, that is Mr. Peter Mba. Interrogatory is a legal questionnaire. It is seeking for answers to those questions, and some of the questions raised by the petitioners to Peter Mba, which we are urging the tribunal that he, Mba, should answer, are: when and where did he serve? When was he appointed as Chief of Staff? The date? When was he made Commissioner for Finance in Enugu State? We want to know the duration he served, as simple as that. Because in his pleading, in his reply to the petition, he told the tribunal that he was once Chief of Staff to Governor Chimaro Kennamani in 2003. We want to know the year and the date he was appointed. We equally want him to produce before the tribunal the letter of appointment as Chief of Staff, the letter of appointment as Commissioner for Finance under Chimaroke, and the institution he said he attended. We want to have the documents showing that he attended those institutions, and the court is to deliver a ruling on that on 24th of June, that is on Saturday, whether he should answer those questions or not. That remains for the court to decide. On their own side, they said no, they are not going to answer those questions. That answering those questions means that we want him to prove our case for us. And I hear him, politics. But that is not the position. It is required that under the law, that where somebody has made volunteer some information, you can seek for further particulars. What we are seeking for is further particulars. He should clarify the tribunal and us information on those issues he raised in his own pleadings. On 24th, we will be here for ruling and possibly conclusion of pre-hearing, and after pre-hearing, the report is issued. We can now proceed to substantive hearing, he added. This one is coming from Enugu State. So my people from Enugu, I don't hear this one. INEC announces date to begin review of 2023 general elections after uploading goats and animals at the IRV portal. Nigeria, a banana republic. On our way done. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Thursday said it will begin a post-election review of the 2023 general election in July. This was disclosed in the statement signed by Mr. Festus Okoye, INEC National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee. The statement was issued following INEC's regular meeting on Thursday in Abuja. Okoye explained that the decision was in line with the Commission's practice over the years. According to him, the review will focus on all aspects of the electoral activities before, during, and after the elections. Okoye said that the review would involve the Commission's officials at national and state levels, as well as stakeholders, with a view to learning lessons and charting the way forward. The review will commence with a meeting of the Resident Electoral Commission's regs on July 4th and end with the Commissioner retreat on August 5th, he said. July to August, 1 month retreat. Police Inspector back 22 years jail term for do what? For impregnating his own biological daughter. Wonder shall never end. Abomination of the highest order. An inspector of the Nigerian Police Force attached to Niger State Command, Benga Fajuyi, has been sentenced to prison for allegedly impregnating his own biological daughter. Wonder shall never end in Nigeria. It was gathered that the 47-year-old officer forcibly had carnal knowledge of his own daughter in the year of 2019 while she was still in secondary school. In the case file marked SMC/MNCR/06/2023, the prosecutor noted that Fajuyi sometimes in 2019 in the Ungwan Nasarawa area of Tafa local government lured his biological daughter, an SS1 student of Government Day Secondary School, Sabon Wuse, into his room and have carnal knowledge of her without her consent. As a result, she was put into a family way and delivered a baby girl, and you warned her that if she told anybody, you would kill her, the police report revealed. This is very, very, this is not right. This is not right. Findings revealed that Faji also strangled and killed his daughter's baby days after she delivered. God have mercy. What kind of evil father is this? During the police investigation, Faji confessed to the commission to his offenses. After delivery, you took the newborn baby to a nearby river and do what? And buy the baby. The police prosecutor, Inspector Lawrence Oweta, told the court, noting that the 3-count charge of contravenes Section 18, subsection 2 of the Niger State Child Rights Law 2010, Section 390-25, subsection 3, and the 397B of the Penal Code. When the charges were read to him, the presiding senior magistrate, Christy Barao, the suspect pleaded guilty to the charge. However, the court insisted that due to the serious nature of the offense and asked the police prosecutor to prove his case and bring along his witnesses and evidence to enable the court give him the maximum punishment in accordance with the offenses he committed. Nigerian News understand that the prosecutor called the investigative police officer who invited both the mother of the girl, and they claimed the father had carnal knowledge of his daughter from the age 12 until she got pregnant at the age of 13. So bad. Delivering judgment, the court's presiding senior magistrate Christy Barao described the convict as a monster who, as a law enforcement officer that was supposed to protect the little girl, ended up putting her into adulthood at the age 13. Too bad. So she then pronounced that Faji will spend the next 22 years at the Mina Correctional Center without the option of a fine, and the sentence was to run concurrently. And so it didn't take be. On the other hand, we have Presidential Tribunal. INEC uploaded picture of a book instead of results, witnesses. So not only a book, even they uploaded a woman, they uploaded a goat, all sorts of rubbish into their RF portal, all in the name to do what? To dodge from uploading the real-time result, because they don't have a real-time result. The main result of the election have been confiscated and thrown away. So the election result they announce is just a doctored result they do on their own, mark on their own, complete on their own. So what are they going to upload? They cannot upload what they don't have. A cybersecurity specialist, Dr. Chibuike Ugwoke, voiced allegations at a court hearing on Thursday. He claimed the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, mistakenly uploaded a booked image instead of the presidential election result on his result portal. Ugwoke appeared before the Presidential Election Petition Court in Abuja as the 8th witnesses in a case filed by P2B, the Labour Party's candidate aiming to overturn President Bola Tinubu's election victory. Although Ugwoke began his testimony on Wednesday, his cross-examination was postponed to Thursday, giving respondents time to review his statement. Along with INEC President Tinubu, Vice President Kashim Shettima, and all Progressive Congress were among the respondents in the said case. Dr. Ugwoke, during the questioning, explained that they examined INEC's ICT infrastructure, referring to his analysis as metadata. He focused in study on the 12 polling units across the 3 states, Bauchi, Anambra, and Rivers, and included Benue State in his report. Ugwoke revealed that INEC officials made errors while uploading data to the RF portal. He, however, did not know who was responsible for these mistakes. I don't know who made the uploads, but it was from the beavers and the number is there, Ugwoke admitted. The cybersecurity expert further stated that he found an instance where an image of a book was uploaded on the RF portal in place of election results. Despite INEC's claims of technical glitches affecting the electronic transmission of results, Dr. Ugwoke argued that such technological errors should be detected during testing before deployment. He retreated, errors arise at the time of testing, but after deployment, the probability of an error to arise may be very negligible. However, it is not impossible for an error to arise after deployment. After Dr. Ugoke was dismissed, Emmanuel Edet, a legal practitioner